I wanted to start out, wanted to share a little airborneism with you, right? For instance, if you ask a paratrooper, a lot of times we have these sayings that go along with this, that, or another. One of them would be an answer to the question why. So if you ask me a question ending with why, for example, you watch our videos, yet you're not subscribed. Why is that? Why is that? Why? Why? Cause I'm national, international, been around the world 3 times, 2 World Fair, 1 go fucking Baghdad. Used to play games, used to play baseball in college, but it was a game, so I had to quit. I don't smoke, chew rope, talk back to old folk. Why? Why? Because I'm national, international, airborne. So what up, operators? Today, we're gonna go ahead and track on a little history with the 173rd Airborne. Sky soldiers, if you will. Let's get it.
173rd Airborne Brigade.
So, the 173rd Airborne Brigade, also known as the Sky Soldiers, was constituted right in 1917 as an infantry brigade. The reason I say because some people state that the history actually goes back to 1915, year of our Lord. It's an infantry brigade and deployed to France in 1918 as part of the 87th Division. Returning to the United States, the brigade was demobilized in 1919. Redesignated as the 87th Reconnaissance Troop, it fought in 3 European campaigns. Although not part of the brigade in World War II, the history of the 503rd Parachute Infantry Regiment is significant to the 173rd Airborne Brigade combat team, composing half of its current fighting strength. And as far as the 503rd go, I'm going to be honest, it was a toss-up between the 173rd, the old Sky Soldiers here, or the 503rd Parachute Infantry Regiment. However, you know, there's always next week's history and build. So let's track. The 503rd Parachute Infantry Regiment was formed in 1941 down at Bragg. And if you hadn't seen it, I actually did a history and build on Delta Force, you know, the CAG, also down at the Long Dong Bragg. So the 503rd Parachute Infantry Regiment, that again stated was formed in 1941. They basically jumped into New Guinea in September 1943 as part of the first successful airborne combat jump in the actual Pacific theater. So on 16 February 1945, they basically jumped into the island of where they earned the Presidential Unit Citation. I apologize, I didn't want to butcher that word. For some reason, I'm just having a real time trying to pronounce it. The 173rd Infantry Brigade was activated in Okinawa in 1963 as then the 173rd Airborne Brigade. The unit earned the nickname Tiaben, or Sky Soldiers, from the nationalist Chinese paratroopers. So there's a fact for you, right? They actually earned their name from the nationalist Chinese paratroopers. Again, Sky Soldiers. I gotta say, it's pretty fucking who a name, who. So in 1965, the brigade became the first major unit of the United States Army to serve in Vietnam. They conducted the only combat parachute jump in the war in February 1967. Now, before you guys say, hey, Matrix, no. Plenty of people were airborne in Vietnam, and that is understood. However, they are the first and only to jump as a brigade-size element. Tracking. During more than 6 years of continuous combat, the brigade earned 14 campaign streamers and 4 unit citations. So, basically, in the military, each unit, at least in the freaking army, right, you have what's called a guidon. Whether you're infantry, cavalry, doesn't make a shit, right? Your unit's going to have a guidon. He's a guy with the flag that runs around up front, you know, during PT runs or during unit formation. So, and on that guidon, each unit has earned, hopefully some and definitely some more than others, what they call campaign streamers that are actually tied onto your unit's guidon, right? And as far as the unit citations, you usually get to wear those on your Class A's, on your dress uniform, if you will, right? A little badge you just pin right on your Class A's, right? Sky Soldiers serving in Vietnam earned 13 Medals of Honor. That is pretty distinguishable. The brigade was then deactivated in 1972. So the Sky Soldiers were reactivated in June 2000. the brigade conducted numerous deployments across Europe. On 26 March 2003, the 173rd added to its distinguished history when nearly 1,000 Sky Soldiers paired into Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 1. During the operation, one Sky Soldier was actually awarded the Silver Star. So in 2005, the 173rd then deployed to Afghanistan, along the Pakistani border basically, in support of what we call then Operation Enduring Freedom 6. I believe that basically OEFs go all the way up to like 18 or some shit, right? The Operation Enduring Freedom, the numbers afterwards, if you will. 5 Sky Soldiers were awarded the Silver Star for gallantry in battle during their time up near the Pakistani border in 2005. Upon returning to Italy in 2006, the brigade basically transformed into the 173rd Airborne Brigade Combat Team, and in the spring of 2007, the 173rd Airborne executed an extended deployment to eastern Afghanistan to support the Operation Enduring Freedom. This time we're going to go with number 8, where soldiers exhibited incredible bravery, earning 1 Medal of Honor, 1 Distinguished Service Cross, and 32 Silver Stars, which to me, that is outstanding. Outstanding paratroopers. In 2009, the brigade returned to Afghanistan for a 3rd time in support of, let's call it Operation Enduring Freedom 10, continuing its proud tradition of selfless service while executing a difficult build mission south of Kabul. And if you hadn't heard of Kabul and some of the shit that went down there, crawl up from under the rock you've been under, right? So in 2012, the brigade returned to Afghanistan in support of, we'll go with Operation Enduring Freedom 13, returning to Logar and Wadar provinces, where they executed the difficult task of reducing the footprint of the brigade while continuing to train their Afghan, all hyped up on drugs counterparts. Hey, I'm just saying, let's keep it real. So for all you guys that aren't tracking with reducing the footprint, basically we go and we try to leave a war zone the way we found it. Yeah. While training people that are high as fuck and really don't give a fuck to begin with. We'll just leave it at that. Tracking. Upon returning to Italy in 2013, year of our Lord, the brigade was redesignated as the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Today, Sky Soldiers continue the distinction of honored service dating back World War II and proudly represent the airborne fighting spirit wherever they serve. Airborne. Wait. You didn't really think that was the end of the history, did you? Fucking new around here. I'm just getting a lipper. Track it on. So what I want to do is delve back in to the Sky Soldiers' history in the Vietnam War, right? Because again, they were one of the first paratroopers to have boots on ground in the Nam, and I think it's very important. So the brigade arrived in South Vietnam on 7 May 1965, the major ground combat unit of the United States Army to serve in this country. Again, as stated, the first major ground combat unit in the United States Army to serve in this country, because we all know that the Spooks and SOF and all those boys were over there before a major brigade went in the country, right? We were over there way before. So Brigadier General Williamson, he opened his mouth and boldly predicted on arrival that his men would defeat the VC, basically the Viet Cong, and they would be back in Okinawa drinking their eggnog by Christmas. However, we all know that didn't exactly turn out the way he predicted, did it? The 1st Brigade, 101st Airborne Division, the 2nd Brigade, 1st Infantry Division, and the 1st Cavalry Division quickly followed the 173rd into the Nam. The brigade was put under the command of the 2nd Field Force Vietnam, and we might just have to do a little history and maybe a little uniform build with the 2nd Field Force out of Vietnam, because let me tell you, that field force was just full, chock full of hitters. So the 1st and 2nd Battalions, 503rd Infantry, were the first Army combat units from the 173rd sent into South Vietnam, occupied by the 3rd Battalion, 319th Artillery. They were also supported by the 173rd Battalion, 173rd Engineer Company, Troop E, 17th Cavalry. Also, let's not forget the 173rd was also assigned Company November Ranger 75th Infantry. So the brigade was the first unit sent into War Zone Delta to destroy enemy base camp. That introduced the use of small, long-range reconnaissance patrols. And if you don't know about them, you can check in the description, or it might be popping on the vids right now. Basically, the use of small range reconnaissance patrol LRPs were effective on 8 November 1965. The 173rd took part in Operation Hump just north of Bien Hoa on the outskirts of Saigon, the capital city of South Vietnam. And if you guys know your history, you got to remember that was also included the fall of Saigon, which basically that was a wrap for the U.S., right? The unit fought in the Iron Triangle, a VC stronghold north of Saigon. The Sky Soldiers were ambushed by approximately 1,200, that's 1,200 VC fighters, Viet Cong, suffering 48 deaths, seeing many engagements with the VC forces during that time. In January of '66, they launched Operation Martyr, the first U.S. military operation in the Plain of Reeds. They participated in Operation Crimp 1966, a failed attempt to root out the VC forces and the Chu Chai tunnels. Yeah, you couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't pay me enough to be a tunnel rat back then. I'm just saying. But hey, I've heard stories, and there is no way that this boy right here would be down in a tunnel with a 45 and a freaking flashlight. All right? So I'm just really barely getting into this unit's historical value in Vietnam. I could take the next hour talking about the Sky Soldiers and their influence and just how they were just fucking badasses, guys. They really were. As far as like a brigade size element, they started the LRPs in Vietnam, came out of the 173rd. So a former counterintelligence officer gave statements under oath that he saw interrogators punch and kick prisoners, beat them with sticks, administer electric shots, and even urinate on them. So all I'm saying is this. I don't think I heard many good things coming out what they're doing to our boys either. That's all I'm going to say about that. Unless you've been there, fucking don't comment on it. What I say. That's what I say. Unless you've been there, shut the fuck up and drive the fuck on. Basically, redeployment and inactivation came between 1971 and 1972. Basically, from April until August 71, the unit underwent a process of redeploying to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. The first time the 173rd Airborne Brigade, in name, had returned to the United States since 1942, year of our Lord. So there it is as far as like, you know, some of the facts during the Vietnam era. And of course, as we know now, they were reactivated and basically prepared for Iraq in the late 90s. So in closing, they were active 1917 to 1919, 1921 to 1945, 1947 to 1951, 1963 to 1972, and 2000 to the present. Obviously, they are from the United States of America, branch, United States Army, Airborne Light Infantry. Their role are basically responders, you know, quick response force to European and African areas. Obviously, their side's brigade. They're part of the United States Army, Africa, U.S. Army, Europe, and Africa Southern European Task Force. Woo! Headquarters in Italy. Nicknames, of course, the Sky Soldiers, the Herd. Their engagements, I believe I stated World War I digress. World War II, Vietnam, War on Tangoism. They've had decorations, presidential unit citations, meritorious unit commendations, Republic of Vietnam Cross of Gallantry. That's something that not many units can claim to have, I will tell you that, as well as Republic of Vietnam Civil Action Honor Medal. So I just want to give big shouts out to all my Sky Soldiers out there. I appreciate you, I really do. I appreciate your service. I appreciate you holding that line every single day. But let's not forget my Sky Soldier, Papa Matrix. Rest easy, Dad. With that being said, operators on your feet. Let's get on down range. All right, operators, take a seat. I hope you enjoyed today's history on them NAM hitters, those Sky Soldiers, the Herd, the 173rd, if you will. Let's go ahead and break this build down, shall we? So, go ahead, hit that start button and let's start out with the weapons. So today, good old Ubi, of course, they're always looking out for us, giving us a M16 like the hitters carried. Of course I'm fucking with you. Of course Ubisoft didn't give us a freaking M16. Are you kidding me? So today, I'm going to give you a couple of choices, right? You can go with any of these three, but you got to go with one. So the first one would be the AR-18. Lord forbid if you carry this freaking weapon. I can't even believe how much it cost to freaking even purchase this weapon. This weapon, I don't know. It's one of my least favorite in the game. Let's go ahead and dress it out. The hitters didn't have fucking extended 100 round fucking mags, right? And again, this build, if you haven't figured it out, is the Vietnam hitter from the 173rd. We might get on downrange with some other builds with this particular freaking brigade. However, we're going to go ahead and do the NAM hitter today. ASR standard extended. We got to go with the standard, boys. They didn't really have extended magazines back in the day. So go ahead, dress that out in the standard. Let's just go with the compensator and just drive right on, right? And then to finish it off, of course, we're going to go with the iron sight. And that's pretty much, besides the other two weapons I'm going to tell you to carry, I mean, it's, you know, it's looking like the M16 there. A little bit. I'm saying a little bit, right? So let's drive on with that. Keep it all blacked up. Right? So do it out in the negative, all the parts, yeah? And that's it for today's first choice. Second choice is going to be the M4A1. And please, please, I don't need another person telling me that this is an M16. Because it's not an M16. Ubisoft might want you to think it's an M16. Maybe that's why they didn't put an actual M16 in the game, or maybe they're saving it for us. I don't know. They just dropped the ball, not included one of the most famous freaking weapons ever, which is the M16. And again, this is an M4. It's not an M16. So get your shit right. So today, we're going to go with the standard barrel. I'm not hating you if you want to put it in the short barrel, because I know for facts, these hitters freaking did do modifications to their M16. Tracking. Go ahead, though. For our build, we're going to put it in the standard barrel. Again, we're going with the standard mag. Really didn't have any extended mags back in the Ho Chi Minh. So, standard magazine on that. We're going to go with the ASR standard muzzle. The rail, hey, you can toss all this shit out because they just didn't have it back in the day of these hitters, right? We're going to go with the rail cover. That's what you're going to put it in. So, scope, good luck. We're just going to go ahead, keep it in the built iron sight, okay? Don't be falling out with no fucking Hollywood shit, because they just didn't have it, right? Put the built-in iron sight. That's what you're going to equip. Trigger, auto, single trigger. Of course we're going full auto. They didn't have 3-round bursts back in the fucking day either. Only you cupcakes today that they feel are going to panic in a firefight, you know, you can switch it to a little 3-round burst, right? Get the fuck out of here. Auto, single trigger. And then, of course, on the under rail, we're just going to keep the under rail on it, the under barrel rail on it. I'm not hating you, though, if you want to go with the grenade launcher, but seriously, keeping it real under barrel rail. Because, let's face facts, the only 40 mic they had was this little fucking grenade launcher called the elephant gun, if you know what I'm saying. If not, Google it. Because, for certain, Ubisoft didn't include it in this game, unless I overlooked it. I don't know, I could have overlooked it, but I don't think I did, because after all, they didn't put the 16 in here either, the M16 in here either. And there's another thing they didn't add, but we'll wait till we get to the secondary, right? So, under barrel rail, and of course the stock, go ahead and put it in the CTR SLK. I just feel like it's more like the M16 stock out of all this that we got to choose from. And there it is, the old M16. Wink, wink. Get it? Got it? Good. So the third and final would be the 516. I happen to really enjoy this weapon in this game. So that's your third. And again, guys, you can mix and match these out of what are the choices I'm giving you, right? So let's go ahead and dress this puppy out. Standard barrel, I'm not going to hate you if you want to throw the short barrel on it. The ASR standard magazine, again, hitters didn't have extended. And And, you know, just for the build here, I do wish that this was, you know, more of the steel mag instead of the poly mag with the little, you know, high-speed fucking hook on it. I'll be honest with you, operators, I get fucking, like, just pissed at this game because I just don't understand why there's not an M16 in this game. I just don't get it. Is it because we're in the future now and they think an M16 is just, you know, oh, it doesn't have the standard of the assault weapons? Man, kiss my dick. It does. And it's historically proven on top of everything. Anyways, go ahead. Throw the ASR standard magazine, and then we're going with the ASR standard muzzle. Again, don't be showing up the fucking formation with a suppressor or the flash hider. You know, maybe I'll let you go with the compensator, but to keep it real, we're going with the ASR standard muzzle. Rail cover, again, we're going to keep it clean today. Folding iron sight, again, no scopes back in the day, really, no long range optics to really mention of, right? The optics that they used back in the day, you know, it was so humid and just a lot of moisture in the air, and usually the optics, the one that they did use, would just fog up, you know what I'm saying? So put it in the folding iron sights and drive on. The CTR, I just think it's the best thing as far as us trying to match it up with a M16. Let's just go with the CTR and be happy, right? We'll go ahead and just put the regular old underbarrel on it and keep it clean, right? And then again, you know, we can't be putting all kind of fucking cool shit like we usually do. Again, I've never really messed with it in any video game. However, I gotta be honest, because of this build, I really started messing with it, and I like it. I like it a lot, right? So, let's go ahead and lock and load that and sling that on our shoulder and get on down range. So, secondary, of course, why wouldn't we? There's only one DMR we can go with. Now, this does kind of bring me to my next point, right? Where the fuck is our M60 machine gun? Where is our M60 freaking LMG? And don't say the MG 121 because I hate to tell you boys, this is a H&K. So don't even come at me that this could be an M60 because it's not. It's an MG 121. Tracking for the life of me. I just don't understand why the hell, when they don't include something as Americana, as an M16 and a fucking M60, man. The M60, they're both these weapons, both an M16 and an M60. Come on, man, they're beyond reproach. I'm about to turn this off. So today, just go ahead, equip the freaking M14. Roger that, let's dress it out and get on downrange. So we're going with the standard barrel. No reason to go with the short barrel on the old M14, unless, of course, you're going to carry as your primary, then, you know, perhaps I'd put it in the short barrel. I might if we were only slinging one weapon. I will tell you that, because this is, you know, this is M14, man. It's classic as the M16 and the M60. So I really don't get how you can include the M14 and not the M60 and the M16, just saying. Unless I haven't found it in the game, right? So let's just put that in the standard barrel and drive on. Muzzle, we're just going to go with the freaking standard muzzle. I'm not hating you though if you want to put the compensator on it. However, standard muzzle is pretty much what was on the weapons back in the day with those hitters. So we're just going to keep it in the standard muzzle. Don't be showing up with the suppressor like some fucking poke stick, right? So we'll go ahead, put that in the DMR standard muzzle. Rail cover, we're going to keep it clean. So scope, this is what I'm going to let you do. You can put in the built-in iron sights, which isn't really that bad. The sight picture actually looks pretty decent when you got it out in the field, right? Or I'll let you go ahead and equip it in the VC16 sight, right? Because again, I feel like it reminds me kind of-ish what the optic that they had in Vietnam. However, I will say again, the scope that they had in Vietnam, the optic that they had in Vietnam was really, it was kind of garbage, to be honest. Like I said, the moisture would get in and just fog it all up. They didn't have the fog wipes that we got today, right? These hitters were real fucking hitters. So if you want, go ahead, throw it in the VC16 sight if that's what you wish. Or, as stated, put it in the iron sight. Stock, just go ahead, rip it in the extended. Don't worry about putting the standard collapse because, you know, if they had it, I'd put a fucking wood stock on it. That's keeping it real. I'd make the whole fucking weapon pretty much wood, right? That's what she said. Anyways, go ahead, put the extended stock on it, right? And to finish it out, just put the clean underbarrel on it, right? But whatever you do, we're just going to dress it all out in the black. We're just silhouetting it out, right? And again, I think that scope's a pretty decent scope as far as, you know, the scope, the one scope they had to choose from back in Vietnam. The herd, baby, the herd. So, M14, obviously, historical weapon, definitely combat proven, just like the M16 and the M60, booby. Then, of course, we're going with the old Colt Commander. I love it when we do a build tracking this weapon. Love it. My nightstand, you guys know it. Let's go ahead and break it down. We're basically going to throw the standard magazine, the standard muzzle, and the rail cover. Paint, you can go ahead and put basically it in gray because it came in that like that gray nickel, right? And then barrel, if I can, you know, get a hold of this fucking cursor, we're going to go black on it, magazine black, and look, don't be falling out with that freaking extended magazine, all right? Just don't do it. I mean, I'm going to smoke the fuck out of you following my formation with this build with the extended magazine. So, just keep that shit tight. Keep it in standard, right? Again, rail cover, just keep it clean. Again, keep it clean. And then, again, as stated, standard mag, standard muzzle, and the rail cover paint, we're basically going to put the preset at gray because, hey, that's what they did, right? Again, this fucking cursor flex, man. This is the worst menu ever in any video game. If I mention that, horrible, man. Makes me want to quit playing when this thing just starts going, woo, woo. And look, there ain't no drift in my sticks. It's a brand new controller, UV. Tracking. Barrel, we'll put that in the black, magazine black, muzzle gray, rail black. Iron sights, we'll go ahead and throw those in the gray, and then your underbarrel, make sure you have that in the gray as well. Tracking. And there she is, the Colt Commander 45, my friends. Just, I love it. I'd marry it. Let's go. That is a sweet-ass weapon, though. Gotta say. Okay, for the wheel today, we're going to go ahead and carry a canteen with us today. A little bit of fitness rations. A couple of M67s here. We definitely want them, right? Go boom, boom. Binos, and then, of course, our first aid pin. So I feel like we got some pretty good weapons going on today. Of course, if they had the M16, you know, it wouldn't even be an issue. We just carry the fucking M16, right? And then I would also give you the choice of the M14 or the motherfucking M60, right? Good job, UV. Always UV. Spot on. So let's go ahead and double tap that Romeo Bravo, also known as the right bumper, or if you're on PlayStation, you know, the right shoulder button, and let's get into this. Here, just keep it clean. Keep it clean. Nothing touching the ears. Not in the lerp, baby. Not in the fucking lerp. Now, I'm not saying that all the lerps kept it high and tight, but most of them fucking did. You know why? Hygiene, motherfuckers. They were shit. Dig in and burrow in if you had long hair attached to your scalp, and good luck with that shit, right? So, hair, again, just keep it clean, right? Facial details, that's completely optional. Facial paint, give you a couple, right? So, what we got on is the Festus, right? The Festus. But you can go ahead, put the camo finger paint on. Now, me, myself, I'm not hating you if you want to go with something a little darker, right? A little darker. Because to me, they just put too much, too much, like, lightness in these camos. Do you agree or not agree? I mean, let me know. Because I'll be honest, they need a little more darker. I don't know who the fuck. I guess SEAL Team 6, you know, up in their executive suite. There's no fucking way, bro. They don't even got the camo applied right to begin with, right? But anyway, you get what I'm saying, though. Jungles of Vietnam, you know, I ain't hating you. Just camo it up. Go ahead with the black, the camo finger. I got, again, the Festus. Again, though, I did buy that, to be honest. And the camo paint A, just, you know, fall in with, like, the jungle feels, all I'm saying, right? So go with the Festus, the black paint, you know, something like that. Black paint Foxtrot if you want. I think that looks pretty cool. Black paint Alpha, you know, you could even do that. Like, I'm not hating you if you want to just fall out with just fucking eye black either. Like, I'm not hating you if you want to fall out with the Kilo paint even. right? But I'm going to go ahead. I want a little jungle vibe to it. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Festus. Again, though, that's not how I would do my camo spread. I'm going to be honest. And then, woo, they actually put just a little bit in the ear. My thing is, though, how about the earlobe? How about the upper earlobe, Yubi? How about the inside of the ear, Yubi? How about the neck? Remember that with Ghost Recon Wildlands? How it would just come and, you know, to a certain spot and then just stop and you're like, well, this looks about retarded. Anyways, good old Yubi. I want a little jungle, so I felt like the Festus was the best jungle camo that's out there, right? So the lid today, here's the options you got, right? You can go with the 511 Boonie like I did. I'm not hating you if you want to put the Boonie generic on, or even the tactical bandana. All good in my book, right? I know what you're saying. Hey, Matrix, what about if we just put the whole bundle on? The whole Vietnam bundle. Well, you can if you want to run around looking like a fucking retard. I mean, guys, look at this. Look at this fucking lid, man. Guys, look at this. Just look at this. We got a new potted plant lid. I mean, come on. That looks nothing like the fucking steel pot, right? Nothing at all. I mean, my God, man. What are you thinking, Ubisoft? So in Ghost Recon Wildlands, you did an exceptional job on the steel pot. But, you know, you throw it in here, and it just looks like another potted plant to me. Because, hey, Ubi, don't worry about scaling it to put a headset under it, because guess what? They didn't fucking wear headsets back in the NOM. So get your shit together, bro. I mean, look at that. If anybody thinks that looks like a real steel pot besides Ubisoft, go ahead and just leave it in the comments for me. If you think that this looks like a fucking steel pot, they don't even have the straps right for a regular steel pot. I'm just saying, Ubi, get your shit together. Okay, but one thing I will say is that P38 can opener there, good shit throwing that in, because that was, I'm telling you. So in the NAM, they ate out of cans, right? Like their MREs, what we know as MREs today, their shit came in a can, and you had to have like a P38, maybe they called them a P51, I'm pretty sure it was P38. You had to have one of these if you wanted to eat, right? And actually, as recent as my day, I would buy one just because they're cool, man. I have some in my bug out bag right now because they do the trick. And you know what, you did good as far as putting that on the fucking, on the band there. But my God, what did you do with this lid? What did you do with it? I just don't get it. But while we're here, I will tell you though, I did pick up the jungle boots, obviously, and the flak vest. But as far as I'm concerned, the rest of this shit, I mean, the combat jacket and the trousers, or the blouse and the trousers, they look like fucking ripstop, man. They didn't have rip fucking stop in Vietnam. You know, where you tear a little and it won't tear the rest. I mean, these look like ripstops to me. Like, man, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Do you not have a research department, or do you listen to everything that, you know, these fake Navy SEALs are telling you? Because obviously they're not the real deal up in your fucking executive suites, right? So track that if you want. In this build, we are using the jungle boots and the flak jacket. However, I will tell you one thing though, and again, I don't know too many guys that call it a flak vest. I'm just saying, it's a flak fucking jacket, man. I don't know, do you say, hey, go get your flak vest? It's a flak jacket. Let's fucking go. Anyways, driving on. So driving on, again, you know, 511 Boonie, the freaking, all the way down, the tactical bandana, as well as the Boonie generic. Whatever you do, make sure you throw it in the olive drab. Somebody asked me what OD meant. Yeah, that's olive drab, one each. Make sure you throw it in the OD green. So vest, I'm not hating you. If you know, don't want to do the microtransaction, I completely get it. You know that your boy Matrix has your back. So you can either go with the dual harness, which I kind of like because it kind of looks like a reserve chute up front. You know what I'm saying? Like you're about to go fucking jump. You know, you're jumping out of a plane, whatnot, you know, RPing that shit. This would be the rig that I would equip. And then once you get on ground, you can actually switch to your flak jacket. However, if you don't want to spin that micro and you don't want to use the dual harness, Go with the 6 Bravo 43, dressed out in OD green. I really like it. I really do like the 6 Bravo 43. However, the only thing that I'm skeptical about, but obviously go ahead and equip this, but I don't like the mag pouches and you know, your mags for your commander up front there, because they didn't have that shit back in the NOM, right? So flak jacket, if you don't have a flak jacket, go with your dual harness or the 6 Bravo 43. Whatever you do, make sure you have it loaded out in the OD green. Gloves today, we're just going to put on the soft gloves. You're going to put those in the black again. You know, we can't be going with some high-speed shit that they really didn't have back in the day. So pants, I'll be honest with you, just go with the baggy pants and throw them in the OD green, because this is actually looks more like what they would wear back in the day than the shit that they're trying to micro sell you, the ripstop, right? Like, fuck that shit. These look like OD jungles, to be honest. So go ahead, baggy pants, OD green, no exception. Then, of course, the boots, go ahead, lace them up with your jungle boots if you got a little cash. You know, again, you don't want to buy that whole bundle. Again, the lid just looks fucking stupid, Ubisoft. The lid, and then you got the blouse and the pants, you got them in ripstop. Like, get the fuck out of here. If not the jungle boots, go ahead and grab your combat boots and lace those bad boys up. But just remember, though, just remember that you need to put them in the black, And you guys, don't step out with a pair of fucking Ranger boots. These are Cochrane's, man. These are fucking jump boots that you only wear in your Class A's. I never wore fucking Cochrane's in the field. And then they want to call them Ranger boots. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You be... And then combat boots, go ahead, just put those in the black. If you want to, go ahead, open your wallets and get those jungle boots. They did a pretty good job on these fucking jungle boots, right? I mean, they're scale, they look good. Good job, Ubi. But quit calling fucking Cochrane's fucking Ranger boots, alright? Because they're not fucking Ranger boots. They're fucking, if anything, they're airborne fucking boots, if anything. So, get your jungles on, get your combats on, just put them in the negro. The black. See? So headsets, obviously none. Glasses, I ain't gonna hate you. I thrown on the Terminators because, you know, they did away with my Let's Roll, and they also did away with my favorite pair of eyewear that I wore back in the day. If you know, go ahead and leave them in the comments. It'll tell me that, hey, you go back with me, boy. You go back with me, boys. Just leave it in the comments if you know what my favorite freaking eyewear was, right? Besides that, I'm not gonna hate you, I guess, if you want to put the aviators on. I don't know, you know, it's up to you. They could have made the frames black, you know, instead of like aluminum or whatever the fuck it is. Again, though, I just put the Terminators on. Either go with the Terminators or, you know, go ahead, throw your aviators on. But whatever you do, again, we just got to do this. I can't make this shit up, man. I can't make it up, right? Really, Yubi? Really? Really? I mean, do I need to say anything else? Fucking shit. Tracking on with the backpack. Now, I'll be honest, I think as far as Lurser, Sky Soldier type shit, we need to just go ahead and equip the Blackhawk Siam with tarp, right? You want to put those in the OD. I mean, there just wasn't a whole lot going on back in the day, right? As far as camouflages, right? You had OD and you had Tiger Stripe, which we will get there. We definitely will get there, right? So if you want, you could track with this OD green. You could track with the Blackhawk OD green. Or if you are actually the RTO of your unit, go ahead and put the Fix-Its pad on, right? Whatever you do, though, make sure that it's equipped in the OD green. See? Yeah, that looks pretty damn cool, I must admit. Alright, top, let's get it. Just go with the Scott Mitchell. I think it's the one to be real. It's free. Go ahead, throw that in the OD green. Coming together, boys, coming together. Definitely coming together. So the face mask, again, you know, they weren't wearing all fucking assassin freaking mask and shit, right? What you're going to want to do, get the Scarf B, aka Drive On Rag, throw that bad boy on, equip that in the OD green, olive drab, let's go. Patches, go ahead, you know what? I wouldn't even put a patch on it unless you just want to, right? And then if you do, go ahead, put the blood type on or the St. Michael, right? But for me, I'm just going to leave it in none myself. Unless we're RPing, then I'll put the St. Michael on. Track lacking. So MBGs, of course not, they didn't have any. So blade, today, I'm either going with the serrated edge or the straight edge. The straight edge, you know, where's my devil dogs out? Even in the comments, you know what knife this reminds me of. In the comments, boys, you know, especially my fucking devil dogs. And this was a very popular knife back in Vietnam. But I'm not going to hate you, and I will allow you putting on the Strong Arm Centennial, because that's a bad mofo too. Roger that. So one more thing, boys. I don't really promote microtransactions, but I understand Ubisoft's got to make money too. However, Ubisoft, just do me a favor and get your fucking shit together as far as some of this equipment, right? Because that steel pot has got to be the worst looking lid that I've ever really seen you guys put out. With that being said, though, if you do got a few extra bucks, go ahead and get this flag jacket, and I'll be honest with you, get the jungle boots too. And then also, this is a must too. And you can buy all this stuff for like $5, right? Because you don't want to go buying bundles. As we've seen, half their bundles are just, they're poke stick, man. Like, scales all off. I mean, that steel pot, man, that's got to be the worst lead I've ever seen Ubi put out, right? However, what you're going to do, I want to give you a couple of more options here, right? The ATEX India X-Ray, right? So, I've been to Golem Island. I've tried to unlock this. But as I understand it, it's a random unlock. So just because you get to a uniform crate doesn't mean that this will be in it, right? Of course, they make it hard as fuck to get so that you can go purchase that tiger stripe they got on for sale in that Vietnam bundle. I'm quite sure that's what it's about. Unless one of you guys has opened this and you can tell me, you know, which crate you opened at, but from what I understand, the chances of you getting it are not high, and it being in one particular crate, that's not how it works out either, right? So again, it's pretty randomized as far as like getting it in a specific crate, or even getting a uniform crate and having this in it, right? I know that they randomized it, and I'm pretty sure the chances of you getting it are not going to be very good. However, please leave it in the comments if you know exactly where to pick this up, where it pretty much hits every time, right? But I've already tried to get it several times because I actually like it better than the actual tiger stripe, you know, that you can buy in microtransactions, right? It looks better. It looks like a better type of tiger stripe than what you can purchase, right? Imagine that, Ubi. However, if you do go ahead and buy this tiger stripe, go ahead and equip it. But I gotta be honest, I feel like this is off. Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, it just doesn't seem to match the pattern to me. Maybe I'll look at it, but from my years of like doing uniforms and stuff, I'm just saying, this looks off. This looks off. I want you guys to check it out and let me know what you guys think in the comments if you think this tiger stripe actually, you know, actually gets a passing grade. But, you know, I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. But I just feel like there's just something off about it. Like, maybe there's too much brown in it, maybe, possibly. Because last I checked, the jungle really didn't have this much brown in it. But, again, you know, what do I know? What the fuck do I know? To be honest, I think the OD green looks just as good as this. But I'm telling you, if you get that ATEX, you definitely freaking need to put that on. Because to me, that does this build more justice than the actual fucking tiger stripes that you see before you, right? So yeah, I just think the tiger stripe might have a little, you know, too much brown in it, but what do I know? Because I know Ubisoft, like, they seriously bust their ass to get everything to scale and make sure that all the camo schemes are right there. You know what I mean? They make sure all their camos legit. They make sure all their weapons are legit. They make sure that everything is fucking legit. All I'm asking you, V, is please give us an M16. Please give us an M60. And for Christ's sake, please give us the option between classic and new version in the choppers. And get rid of those stupid little fucking stripes or the wind shear. You know, it looks cheap, UB. It looks fucking cheap, man. You guys know what I'm saying. I don't know. I might do a comparison. Honestly, this is a pretty fun game sometimes. However, it is also frustrating if you know what the fuck you're looking at, right? Like, some of you guys probably think, you know, nothing about it. Like, oh, that's so cool. You know, for us that have actually served and been outside the wire, stood the line, let me tell you, man, we look at shit and we're like, what the fuck is this? So with that being said, we have come to the conclusion of yet another history and build. Do me a favor if you hadn't, and seriously, like the video and subscribe, right? You saw before the history, come on, man. That is a high percentage of you hitters out there that are watching the video and not subscribed. So, with that being said, go ahead, snipe like, snipe the sub. I'll catch you next video, because that's how we roll. This thing is smooth, I'm telling you boys. This freaking 516 is pretty damn smooth. This is Nomad. Make sure you like and sub.